Welcome to the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Sunday, September 30th. This is Gina Palma. Over the next few days, we will see definite changes to weather across the Great Basin. Today we have a cold front that has moved through the northern half of the area and stalled out, with gusty to strong winds and low relative humidity in the area shaded in orange out ahead of it from Wyoming down through Utah and southern and eastern Nevada. We'll also see a few isolated showers over central Idaho today. However, it's Monday and Tuesday where we see the biggest change, where we'll start to see more scattered showers and some thunderstorms tomorrow across Utah into the Arizona Strip and southern Nevada. And then on Tuesday, we'll see more widespread wetting rains in the area in dark green over all of Utah, down into the Arizona Strip, much of Nevada, and even into southeast Idaho and Wyoming. We'll also see some more isolated showers with lesser amounts of precipitation in central Idaho. Over the last 24 hours, we've only seen some isolated thunderstorms this morning and overnight over parts of eastern Idaho into Wyoming with very little precipitation. Fire activity was light across the Great Basin yesterday. Over the last 7 days, we've seen minimal amounts of precipitation, and over the last 30 days, any precipitation has been well below normal across the area. Therefore, ERCs still remain very high across the region, with ERCs in the 80th to 90th percentile over much of the Great Basin, and still many areas over northern Utah, northern Nevada, into eastern Idaho and Wyoming with ERCs above the 97th percentile. How these relate to normal, obviously we've been talking about these well above normal and near and above record ERCs across the Great Basin, and this still remains true across the area despite the cold front moving through in the north. We will start to see fire danger indices really decrease significantly as we go into this week. The satellite loop from this morning shows the area of low pressure moving into the Pacific Northwest, bringing that cold front into northern areas of the Great Basin, with again still strong winds out ahead of that cold front across much of the southern and eastern half of the area. You can see the significant cloud cover up north and also those isolated thunderstorms in eastern Idaho. We also have Hurricane Rosa still off the Baja Peninsula, which will continue tracking north, and this moisture will really start to overspread the area starting later tonight and into tomorrow, but really Tuesday and into Wednesday are the biggest days with respect to overall heavier amounts of widespread wetting rain. Looking at the smoke dispersion forecast, with those strong and gusty southwest winds, we'll continue to see smoke transfer off to the northeast. Similar conditions on Monday with our fires over the eastern half of the Great Basin, and then on Tuesday we'll see much less fire activity as we see clouds and that heavier wetting rains overspreading the area. Therefore, we're not expecting much smoke at all from these wildfires. Looking at the weather pattern again for later today, still some scattered showers and thunderstorms up across the far north, and then as we move further south, we may only see some cloud cover move across northern Utah and continue over northern Nevada. We do have high risk for these gusty winds and low relative humidities over eastern Nevada into parts of Utah and then also up into western Wyoming. If we look at the relative humidity for later today, you can see general relative humidity around 10% or in the low teens over much of western Utah into Nevada. And again, this is where it couples up with those really strong winds where wind gusts will be around 40 miles per hour. Further north and east across Utah, winds will also be around 40 to 45 miles per hour. However, relative humidity will be a little bit higher in some of these areas. But despite the higher humidity with the stronger winds and our fire activity, this will obviously affect ongoing incidents. We will see some breezy winds across Idaho, but relative humidity in central Idaho is certainly much higher. As we move into Monday, we see the moisture from the remnants of Hurricane Rosa now really start to move north into the southwest and the southern areas of the Great Basin. You can see many of our significant fire potential colors have turned to green in the south. We also will have moisture overspreading the north, so we will see showers and thunderstorms in many areas. Looking on Monday, you can see how that moisture really moves north. Initially, it will be more scattered with showers and thunderstorms and only localized amounts of heavier precipitation across Utah and southern and eastern Nevada, with only very isolated activity up across Idaho. Winds will still remain breezy out of the south, with gusts around 30 to 35 miles per hour, but obviously relative humidity will be increasing significantly as this moisture moves in. On Tuesday is really our biggest day for widespread wetting rains, and again you can see really almost all of the Great Basin, with the exception of the far west, has gone to green as this moisture pushes north. You can see the expected areas of rainfall and showers on Tuesday. Again, significant wetting rains anywhere from central and northeast Nevada eastward, even up into eastern Idaho and Wyoming, and then obviously across Utah and the Arizona Strip. Activity will be a little bit more isolated up across central Idaho, with still dry conditions over northwest Nevada. You can see the wind picture on the right, still showing kind of general gusty winds associated with some of the thunderstorms and the areas of low pressure moving in. However, even in northwest Nevada, we will see these breezy winds, a little bit lower humidity than areas further east, but still should be above 10 to 15%. Overall forecast amounts of precipitation are shown here. Areas across much of the Great Basin in blue are anywhere from about 3/4 to over an inch and a half of rainfall, and some of these purple areas are over 2 inches of rainfall. So you can see where some of the heavier precipitation will be occurring. As we go into the middle of the week, we will still have moisture in place for showers and thunderstorms across many areas of the Great Basin. And again, all areas have turned to green with certainly much lower fire potential than what we are currently seeing. As we move into Thursday, this trough starts to swing a little bit further east, with a little bit of drying over parts of southern and western areas, but again, still showers and thunderstorms over the north and over the eastern half of the Great Basin. Also, cooler temperatures will be felt as this area of low pressure tracks across the basin, and the significant cloud cover, along with the showers. On Friday, we still have a trough in place with plenty of moisture in the area for some scattered showers. We also have another hurricane well off the Mexican coast, which will continue moving westward. As we move into Saturday, this deeper trough remains in place along the western areas of the country. So again, lower temperatures, still some moisture over the eastern side of the basin, and much lower fire potential. This is our 7-day total amount of precipitation, so a lot of that is going to be accounted in the next 3 days as that moisture really tracks north. But you can still see, even as we move beyond Tuesday, still seeing additional precipitation over Utah, Wyoming, eastern Idaho, and into central and eastern Nevada, along with parts of the Sierra. As we go a little bit later into October, towards the end of the second week, we're looking at below normal temperatures for many areas of the Great Basin, with a trough in place in the west, and better chances of above normal precipitation, again over the eastern half of the Great Basin, with still a drier signature over parts of far northwest Nevada into northern California. That concludes our webcast for today. Check back tomorrow for the latest updates.